Hello friends, foes, other watchers on the internet. My name is Matt, you're watching Hogwa5h Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about a project that you can make to help you with your gaming. Now, this project is kind of an arts and crafts kind of thing, and I first came upon it when I was a little kid. You see, when I played games with cards as a kid, I sometimes had a very big hand because people would throw draw fours at me and I would have no way to defend against them. And my hands got very full, but my hands were a lot smaller than they are now, and cards would fall out, and I wasn't used to holding that many cards. And so, what happened is my mom made something so I could hold a hand of cards without having to worry about dropping them at all. And it was so useful, I figured I'd show you how to make it yourself. Let's get to it. Alright, so what we're looking at is two pieces of cardboard cut into circles and pinned together with one of those teacher's pins that you can fasten pieces of paper together. And that's about it. And just to show it in action, you take your cards and you slide them in between the two pieces of cardboard. And it's not the most genius thing that ever has been produced, but you can see it's pretty good. And it makes holding a lot of cards very simple, which is good for kids and people who just have a hard time in general holding on to things. So yeah, we're gonna go over just how to build this. Very simple, but you know, it's worth making a video about, so let's do it. So the first thing that you'll need, of course, is a piece of cardboard. And cardboard is pretty easy to come across. This is just the top of a box that I cut along the seam. And yeah, this should work fine. One thing to notice though is this has tape on it. And tape is okay. It won't ruin your build. But if you have tape on it, it will make the cutting a little bit more complicated. And you'll want to put it on the inside of your build. Now this one that I built earlier has printing on the one side, so I put the printing on the inside of the build, so then you just have plain cardboard on the outside. So that you'd want to do the same thing if you've got tape going on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cut my circles where the tape isn't, because that'll make it a lot easier and it'll be a nicer finished product. The second thing that you'll need is one of these, and they're just those little push pins that I was telling you about. You can get them at pretty much any craft store or craft aisle in any big store that has craft stuff. Yeah, you'll just need one. It's not a difficult build like you saw, so yeah, just one of these. So those are the materials that you'll need, but what I have in addition to that is a cutting board so I can cut those circles out without ruining my tablecloth or the table underneath. And I also have something round to trace around. This is just a thing of beans, but it works. You'll also need something to trace with and something to cut with. I like using an X-Acto knife. It gives me a little more control over the finished product. And a pen, you can use a pencil, whatever shows up on your cardboard. Alright, so let's get started. First things first, we got the cardboard. We're going to put the round object on top and we're going to trace around it twice. Alright, there we have our two circles and we're just going to cut those out. One thing when you're cutting them out is make sure that you maintain the same angle with your knife consistently, so you don't have like weird angles to your cuts. And you can kind of see that, let me see if I can get the focus. You can kind of see I have a little bit of an angle going with these things because I didn't hold the knife straight down. So we're going to try and do a little better this time. So I'm going to put my blade straight through and we are just going to go along this line. Take your time with this because my first attempt at this project, it did not come out very neatly and it looked rather pathetic, and I was like, I don't know if I can make a video of this. Alright, I'm going to pay attention now, so I'm just going to fast forward until I cut these out. Alright, I've gone all the way around, and you can kind of see a faint outline of what I've been doing. But you're going to want to go through a couple times. Don't try cutting from this side. That'll add some weird warping to your project. Just go over. Like you can see, I kind of deviated from my original cut here, and so I have to go over it again. And try not to bend the cardboard. Alright. Just about ready to pop out. There we go. There's our first circle. Not bad. Got a little bit of flaking on the side, but yep, that's the first one. Let's hit this next one. Alright, so there we go. We have our two halves. And that came out pretty well in my opinion. It's a little bit of discrepancy, but really it's pretty good, pretty good. Alright, so now we want to get a pin and go through the middle. Now, the main thing that I've run into with this is the cardboard is pretty strong. And these pins are not. So if I try to push it all the way through, chances are what's going to happen instead is you're going to bend the pin while trying to shove it through, and then you'll make a mess. So what I've done instead is I've kind of judged the center of this circle, and then I kind of pre-make a hole. And it's just a little slit, because this is thin too. So then you just push that down through that slit. And if you need to, you can pull them apart and make a slit in the second one. But I think I made it deep enough in this one where I just fold that there, and boom, there we go. I have created another card holder, just kind of like my old one. Alright everyone, that's how you make a card holder. And they don't have to be just a basic piece of cardboard if you don't want them to be. You can color them up, you can paint them, you can use stickers or markers or whatever just to make it more yours. And I think this one came out pretty well. It's just white, black, and red paint with a thing that I printed out and used a glue stick to stick on there. And, you know, maybe next time I play Pokemon I'll have a cool way to carry my cards. And I know this is a different type of video than I usually make. I usually make how to play games or just reviews or something like that. But I figured this would be a fun little project, and if you liked it, leave a comment below. And until next time, this is Hogwash, over and out. Catch you later.